Hello and welcome to this HBC Kids Talk. My name is Heather and it's great to be with you this morning. In our HBC Kids Talk during Lent, we are thinking about who Jesus is and how he calls us to live. And this week we're going to be looking at another one of Jesus's awesome miracles. But before we do, I have a 60-second challenge for you. You're going to need to get a small plate for each of you who are there at home and a box of some cereal and sprinkle just a few bits of the cereal onto each plate. And then you're going to need 2 chopsticks, or you could just use some pencils like the ones I've got here. And what you need to do is you need to pick up the cereal one piece at a time with your chopsticks or pencils and feed them into the grown-up's mouth in your household. And we want to see how much cereal you can feed them in 60 seconds. Are you ready? Are you steady? Go! How did you get on? How much cereal did you manage to feed them? Well, that game was a good bit of fun, and today we've got a little bit of a food theme to our talk. And over the past couple of weeks, we've been thinking about how Jesus calls us to follow him. And last week, we looked at how we can trust Jesus to take care of us, just like how he took care of his disciples when they were in the boat in the middle of that storm. And this week we're thinking a little bit more about what it means to follow Jesus by looking at another one of his miracles. But before we do that, my tummy is really rumbling. I think I might need a snack. All this talking's made me hungry. Oh, Phil, have you got a snack for me?
Nope.
Oh, but Phil, I'm really hungry.
I don't know what to tell you.
Oh, Phil. Oh, well, that's a bit rubbish, isn't it? I mean, here I am, working hard, and Phil can't even provide me with snacks. I wonder whether Jesus would have let me go hungry. Let's take a look at this story from Mark's Gospel, when Jesus had been teaching some crowds outside the towns. There were over 5,000 people there. They'd all come to hear what Jesus had to say. It had got really late in the day, and Jesus' disciples suggested that he should send the people into the local towns and villages to get some food. But Jesus said to them, "You give them something to eat." They said to him, "But that would take more than a year and a half's pay. Should we go and spend that much on bread? Are we supposed to feed them?" "How many loaves do you have?" Jesus asked. "Go and see." When they found out, they said 5 loaves and 2 fishes. Then Jesus directed them to have all the people sit down in groups on the green grass. So they sat in groups of 100s and 50s. And Jesus took the 5 loaves and the 2 fish. He looked up to heaven and he gave thanks. He broke the loaves into pieces and he gave them to the disciples to pass around to the people. He also divided the 2 fish among them. Everybody ate and they were satisfied. The disciples picked up 12 baskets of broken pieces of bread and fish at the end. Wow! Can you imagine that? Jesus fed over 5,000 people with just 5 loaves of bread and a couple of fish. And there were even 12 baskets of food left over. That really is a miracle. So what can we learn about Jesus from this story? Well, firstly, we can learn that Jesus cares deeply for us. He cares about all of our basic needs, like getting enough rest and having food to eat. He doesn't want to go hungry, and he's more than capable of providing everything that we need. But more than that, Jesus wants to use us to take care of other people. Jesus used the few loaves and fishes that the disciples had found to provide for over 5,000 other people, and he got the disciples to distribute the food to them. Jesus wants to involve us, that's you and me, in all the amazing things that he wants to do in the world. Isn't that incredible? So, how could you work with Jesus this week? Perhaps you're aware of someone who has a need around you where you live. Maybe you and your family could pray for that person this week and ask Jesus to show you how you could help and partner with him. Is that okay? I said a year and a half's wages instead of half a year's wages.